What's up, everybody? Kier Gomes here, and welcome back. I am in a good mood today, and the reason that I'm in a good mood today is because mail day. Now, here's a couple things that I know. Number one, I know that you guys love watching me open my mail. Number two, I know that I love opening my mail. Number three, I know you guys love playing cards, and of course, number four, watching me open my mail when my mail is playing cards. I don't want to get too much into it because you guys can tell by the thumbnail and the teasing I've been doing on Instagram. Basically, you already know what's in here, but I had to open it on camera, so here we go. Before we get started, please do drop a like on this video and subscribe if you haven't already. Without further ado, let's roll that intro and get you guys on your way.
Let's go.
Alright, so here's the plan. I'm gonna open the package. Pretty sure we already know what's in here. Then, I'm gonna leave the camera rolling so you can see my reaction to what exactly it is. Then we'll probably do some B-roll and I might even review the deck. Oh, I'm so excited. I just want to savor this moment. I'm usually an advocate for not buying in too deep to the hype, but I mean, given the circumstances, can you really blame me? Let's do it. Ooh, we have received a blind pack. I'm so excited. I am so excited. Before I open this, let's insert some B-roll. Moment of truth. Ooh, it is the Fontaine Floral Edition. All right, not exactly what I was hoping for. I know a lot of people want the 500s. I'm not somebody who keeps cards sealed or resells them, so I was kind of hoping for like a glitch because I really like that one, or the polka dots or parrot. But this would have been in the top 4 out of the 6 that are printed, so can't really complain. This one is one of 2,500, so still pretty rare. A lot of Fontaine decks nowadays are about 2,500. Some of them are 10,000, so definitely can't complain. All right, I think it's only fair that we review this deck, but before we do that, let's give it a proper intro like we usually do. All right, let's do it. The tuck case is done in typical Fontaine etiquette. It's got the normal design, but because the back design of the cards is different, that's what you're seeing there in the background. The top does say Floral Edition, Fontaine playing cards. Both sides have the same message. It says distributed by Fontaine Cards, Los Angeles, California, made in USA. The bottom has some ad copy and information about the deck, one of 2,500, that sort of thing. The top says Fontaine. And the back design, of course, is the back design of the cards. On the inside of the tabs, you can see some kind of like circle work there to add to that futuristic vibe, and then some floral pattern in there. And then of course you get that classic Fontaine spade pip on the inside of the tongue flap. Nothing else on the inside. Let's get into it. All right, so your back design looks like so. It is one way, as you can tell from the inconsistent pattern. It's got a black background with the white Fontaine F mirrored in the middle as usual. It's got those nice thin borders, and then it's got this oil painted floral. It's actually a really nice floral pattern. It kind of looks like the ones you would see on like those like Italian restaurants. Inside of the restaurant, there's always those oil paintings of like flowers and wine. That's kind of what it looks like. Which I'm actually a fan of. In person, I like it a little bit better than I did online. And that's always a good thing. The colors being incorporated here are kind of this olive green, there's some red and some navy blue and some light blue. Overall, it's mostly just red, blue, and green, and it looks really nice. You are gonna get your standard Fontaine jokers, only instead of being in the colorway of the deck, it's just with that floral pattern on the inside. So basically exactly what you would expect to see from Fontaine. Unless they're doing a collab deck, like with Rip and Dip, or like they did with Carrots or Chinatown, or Guess even, then you're not gonna see the standard Fontaine jokers, but for the decks that they do themselves, that's what you're gonna get, so it looks good. Classic Fontaine Ace of Spades as well. It's just an enlarged spade pip with that stripe going through it. It says Fontaine and has that floral pattern on the inside. Again, this is something that you see for the decks that Fontaine does that are not collabs. They kind of have like this formula that they've worked out that they do on all their decks. All right, now as far as ad cards and gaff cards, one of your ad cards is gonna be this really nice painting of a severed arm holding a single flower. I actually really do like that. This kind of reminds me of like the David statue or that kind of like Roman or Greek mythology type stuff. I really, really like that actually. Then you get your standard Fontaine authenticity card. It says first edition floral, 1 of 2,500. All right, now the rest of your cards are gonna be completely bicycle standard. They are not gonna be any different than you would see on a bicycle deck. Again, that's something that Fontaine does a lot. As you can see, the cards are exactly as you would find them on a bicycle deck, even right down to the court cards being the exact same with the same colors, no customization whatsoever. Which, if you know me, you know I actually prefer because it makes the deck just a little bit more, I guess, recognizable. Not that I would perform Magic with this deck because of the value of it, but I could, and that's because the faces of the cards are completely industry standard. All right, so that's how the deck looks. Let's talk about how the deck handles. All right, so in terms of handling, you basically know what you're gonna get. It's from USPCC. These cards are extremely thin. They feel just like the Fontaine Chocolate deck. And I think they might even be a little bit thinner than the Fontaine Carrots V2 and V3, which, if you know me, those are my favorite handling Fontaine playing cards. They are on crushed bicycle stock, so they are very thin. They feel very soft out of the box. And of course, because they're USPCC, they fan excellent. Now you can see from the fan, just based on the design of the cards, you're not gonna get anything spilling over. It just looks like a black background. Which to me is fine. I like simplicity. As long as the fan looks good and looks clean, then I'm good with it. The deck spreads very well. I really, really like it. It feels good. It feels like it has that same kind of like smooth finish that the Carrots have, which I really like. It feels a little bit different from the standard stock and finish that you would get on like a bicycle deck. So for those of you saying that Fontaine is just a design printed on a bicycle deck, you are wrong. The stock and finish is a little bit different, and it does feel, at least right out of the box, it feels a lot smoother and more slippery than a standard bicycle deck. Let's see how the cards faro. Standard Fontaine, they faro top to bottom. This is what a giant fan looks like. Not bad. I really like that, actually. Look at that. Ooh. Now you can see that floral pattern coming through, and it looks awesome. Ooh, yes. There's that new dribble sound. Ooh, stealthy. It's so quiet. Snappiness. All right, not very snappy at all, but that's because the cards are so thin. So if you like thin cards, these are the cards for you. They spring effortlessly, and I would say if I had to compare the feeling of this deck to another deck, it definitely feels like the Fontaine Chocolate Edition, if you have that. And if you don't, I would say it almost feels like the Cloverback playing cards by Penguin Magic. So if you have those. It's like a little bit thinner than those, but the finish feels about the same. And there you go. Well guys, thank you so much for watching my review of the Fontaine Futures Floral Edition playing cards by Zach Mueller and Fontaine Cards. Also, big shout out to Luis Caroso for sending me this deck so that I can review it. So just a quick story if you didn't know how I got this deck. I did try to get a brick of Fontaine Futures when they did the online launch. I was gonna split a brick with a friend of mine, but the bots got there before I did. I had it in my cart, but I wasn't able to complete my purchase because they sold out before I could. Same sob story that happened to pretty much most of you, so I feel your pain for sure. But about a week later, I got hit up from Luis Caroso, and I'll leave his Instagram down below so you can check him out. And he said that he might be able to hook me up with a deck so that I could unbox it, react to it, and discuss it. So I know he happens to have some of these for sale right now. Hit him up, see about what price he's selling them for. I can almost guarantee you he will work with you, and you'll probably find them through him cheaper than you will on eBay. So if you're really, really itching to get your hands on some future packs, definitely hit that dude up on Instagram. I'm gonna link it below. Thank you so much for sending me this. All right, with all that being said, I hope everybody has a wonderful rest of their day. I know I will. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.